feel like I would follow anything that you said. Yeah, I feel like Sleepy Hollow. I lost my head, I lost my head. I'm your marionette, you hold all the strings. I'm not even upset, I like you holding me. I'm knocked out of my head, and girl, you're swallowing the key. Clocked out, I'm brain dead. It's just the things you do to me. Is it total vacancy? Oh, when you're kissing me, I know that you're my last track to body me. And I feel like Novocaine when you walk into the room. If this is going insane, at least I like the view. And I feel like Novocaine when I'm with you, when I'm with you, yeah. I'm your marionette, you hold all the strings. I'm not even upset, I like you holding me. I'm knocked out of my head, and girl, you're
Really? He puts it in 0 seconds remaining!
He seems to be playing hard for it.
Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, he's got the oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Replace this head. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? No, hold on. Surely this can. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open thing on the goal line. He did not
Nearly over.
sweep. It comes through. The venom, the improbable, the impossible. The 4-time champions.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues. We are here, game day number 2. I'm joined by Ventus in the booth. Ventus, man, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I am so excited to kick off day number 2. You know, just as I kicked off day number 1 with Rockerman today, I get one of my favorite casters, Flip 1010, to cast with me today. Super excited. Gonna be a great matchup here between Hypernova and Velocity. I mean, talking about previous good players in the Prospect and Challenger League. We have Gallium and Jaegers, kind of a dynamic duo here for this Hypernova squad, whereas, you know, Velocity maybe not as well known with Cognition. They do have Jax and KSU Wildcats, but I believe Grebsy is actually playing tonight. So we'll have to see how that goes for Velocity, but I mean, both teams very, very solid. I mean, I'm gonna kick it over to you. What do you think the series score is gonna be, Flip? I saw a little prediction of yours in the chat, but
Hey, someone's got to believe in this Velocity team, and my points, they're on them. You know, yeah. If it was on purpose or not, you know, yet to be disclosed. Or but we'll find out. But that's not as important right now, Ventus. I gotta say, we do have, you know, some heavy hitters here in the Prospect League. You know, both these guys top 5 in power rankings. However, both these teams not fielding their top rosters. We have Tripwire in for Creed, and Creed, you know, super solid third, backs up Gallium and Jaeger as well. Those two definitely are the dynamic duo. But on the other side, Velocity, they're really struggling because they are having to sub up a novice player because Cognition and KSU Wildcats not going to be here. As we are going to go ahead and get into this game number 1 here. Ventus, I put my points on Velocity, so I'm going to take them in 5. Well, what you got this prediction to be?
just like that, I mean, Gallium opening the scoring. I was going to say Hypernova maybe 3-1, but now I'm convinced Hypernova is going to sweep. They're going to win 3-0 here in this series. I put a good amount of channel points on Hypernova as well, but I definitely think that Hypernova is going to come out strong early and just keep on the pressure starting in this series.
We do have a quick goal already from Hypernova. This team is just super high octane. Gallium is going to be one of the best players to watch this season. His offense is just fantastic. And also, you know, you have Jaegers as well, who's also such a great offensive player. This team going to look to score a lot of goals, and already on the offensive side, again, Mr. Silent able to get the clear. Grebsy looking for the touch to the corner. Going to try to get that ball back mid, but Tripwire is going to have full control. Goes under Jax. He does get a touch, but a team bump here. Miscommunication already, and Gallium scoring the open net, getting a second goal here, and it's only been about 30 seconds.
And you do not want to see that if you're on the side of Velocity. I mean, Hypernova already talked about as a super strong team, and you know, with having to deal with their different sub-ups and subs tonight, you know, a miscommunication here really takes a toll on that mental, and a freebie for Hypernova. They're not going to ruin that chance, and it's going to be very difficult for Velocity to get this momentum back.
Yeah, already seeing, you know, the miscommunication, the lack of chemistry. These players really probably have not played together. I mean, let alone it's the start of the season, and it's not even the same team. So you're gonna see a bunch of, you know, mix-ups already. We've seen a couple team bumps. Now Jack's trying to get a touch, but it's just gonna be Gallium getting the hat trick and the assist coming through from Jaegers. It's just this Hypernova offense. It's just a little too much right now.
Yeah, and I want to point out that great bump by Jaegers, just clearing out the defense, paving the way for Gallium to score. I mean, Gallium already has a hat trick, and it's been a minute into this series. I mean, absolutely crazy stuff. I mean, assists from both Jaegers and Tripwire, so it looks like almost a shot there by Grebsy, but a great save by Tripwire. I mean, Tripwire has really, you know, so far molded into this Hypernova offense, and even without Creed, they still look so dominant. So hopefully Hypernova will be able to keep this up, but, you know, I'm really hoping Velocity make this a little bit more of a game. It seems like they've been struggling for a little bit, but starting to find some offensive pressure here.
Yeah, so offensive pressure is starting to come through. It does seem pretty under control on the side of Hypernova. They have been able to get pretty easy saves out of it. However, you know, you see a demo attempt come through on Jax. If that hit, that could have been a goal. But right now, just relying on a couple scatter chances here from Velocity. Hypernovas seem to be more consistent. But this Velocity team, keep this ball in the corner. That one, awkward bounce. Mr. Silence, gonna try to get it mid, not gonna get the touch. Tripwire, now gonna pass it out to Jaegers. Jaegers looking for Gallium in the midfield. A good stop there by Jax, but it's straight to Tripwire, who's going for the air dribble, but he does get bumped. Gallium trying to get the redirect, not gonna come through. Jaegers now off to the corner, and Jax gonna have that ball cleared. No, it's to Gallium, off the post, what a save. Tripwire shot gonna get saved by Jax. The safe farm is starting to come through, but Gallium's going to try to put that one away. It goes high. Jaegers opportunity. No, it's going to be Tripwire. Up to Jaegers. The little team play right there. Going to get them their fourth goal.
Yeah, and I mean, Hypernova can almost do no wrong here with how much pressure they had on this Velocity defense. I mean, back to back shots coming out from Hypernova, just forcing many crazy cross goal saves. I mean, Grebsy had an amazing save off his own post there, but just sadly the defense from Velocity was not enough to keep Hypernova out for very long, as they're able to capitalize with their fourth goal.
You know, if you have Gallium on your fantasy team in Nemesis, you're pretty happy already. Honestly, any of these Hypernova players, but another 350 there from Gallium. That ball's bouncing mid. That's an awkward touch. Jaeger's shot, not going to be good enough to get past Mr. Silent. Can't get a follow-up touch, though, and that ball's cleared. Is that ball on target? It is, but Jaegers does get the save. Jaegers trying to get another clear here, but once again, you know, the Hypernova team, they just kind of have solid defense. Doesn't look that scary, but this one, great opportunity, Mr. Silent. Still, Gallium's able to get there for the save. Hypernova just able to get there just in time, and once again, a good block there from Jaegers. Now the counterattack. Those two bumpers on their way. Oh my goodness, Tripwire. He gets the escort of a lifetime and a free goal.
Yeah, and there's just not much you can do on that defensive. I mean, you had Gallium chasing for a bump, and then Tripwire's going for his own air dribble bump, and they're going. I feel a little bad for Mr. Silent being the novice sub up there, that he has to deal with a double air dribble bump there. But yeah, that's just what you gotta do if you're Hypernova. You gotta put the nail in the coffin, you know, seal the deal for your team to win this game number one. And I mean, I'm not upset about that by at all means, but for Hypernova, it's just really, or for Velocity, it's just really tough.
Gotta make sure you get that victory. Game number one here, even on stream, it's like, you know, maybe this Hypernova team could have come out slow, but no, they kicked it off on all cylinders, and they're not slowing down anytime soon. Still a minute remaining, already up 5-0. Can they make it more? Mr. Silent gonna get the 50 there. Jaeger's already up in the air off the corner. Gallium, wait on one touch from Jackson. Grebsy trying to make it back in time. Finally, a good clear there from Mr. Silent. Out to Grebsy, out to Jax. The team play comes through. What a save from Jaegers off his own crossbar. Tripwire now trying to start the counter attack as Mr. Silence pops that ball high. Gallium gonna be able to meet it. No, it's gonna be Jaegers meeting him in the air. A little double commit from the Hypernova squad. Now that could lead to an opportunity. Gallium still gonna have to save. Didn't have any boost to work with, but was still able to get there in time. 30 seconds remaining now as Jaegers gets that ball cleared. Tripwire gonna have to clear that down to his teammate as well. Jaegers pops that ball high. The Hypernova team looking for those counterattacks, but we're starting to see Velocity really pick it up here at the end of game number 1. Still no goal to speak of, but a couple great opportunities we've seen here. Ventus, still not enough, but they're definitely starting to turn it up.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely started to pick up the pace a little bit. I mean, they started off, I think they added 4 more shots just in that last minute alone. So a lot of potential there from the side of Velocity. Just, I think a little bit too late, but hopefully they'll be able to dismantle this Hypernova defense. I mean, they've been forcing Hypernova to make some really tough saves, and Hypernova has done that so far. But I have a feeling that if Velocity kept that pressure up from their last minute there into this next game, it could be a lot closer, and Velocity could even potentially take that.
Yeah, Velocity definitely did start to pick it up, but sometimes whenever you're down 5-0, like you kind of just sell out. You have nothing left to lose, and maybe that's how they have to play this series. Like as a whole, it's like you're down to your best players. You got a novice sub up. What do you have to lose? This is just one game in the regular season. Might as well go all out. You're on stream, have some fun with it. And that's kind of what we saw at the end there. That's what I want to see more of. But, just real quick, shout out to Silver J. Shout out to Dr. Shadows. He gifted 5 subs. Silver J with the subscription as well. Neons as well subscribing. Thank you guys so much. All the proceeds made from the stream do get paid back to the casters, so it really helps us out as well, just to keep these streams high quality, and so we really appreciate that. But Ventus, looking after this game number 1, going into game number 2 here, that 3-0 prediction, it's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket yet. Velocity did look very good in that last minute. I can't lie. They had a nice little 1-2-3 passing play that was unfortunately saved off the crossbar. But I mean, they've shown some promise. They've shown some ability to actually maintain some pressure. So, don't count this Velocity squad out yet. But, I mean, it's a tall task to beat, Hypernova when they're looking this good.
But it's not impossible, and they've gotten started again on the offensive side. Just kind of leaving right where they left off, at the end of game number 1 here. Trying to continue that pressure. Now the counterattack can be so dangerous, but Mr. Silent able to get the save. Now Grebsy with Mr. Silent in front. We saw the escort play on the other side. Now they're going to have to see a clear here from Hypernova. They've gotten, some good saves already, but the defense, it could start to crumble. That shot could have gone in, but it did hit the crossbar. And the best opportunity we've seen, actually, it's that one, as Jax is finally able to put one away. And, Ventus, they got the lead here. It's a 1-0 lead and the first goal of this series for Velocity.
Yeah, I mean, definitely very promising so far. We talked about that they looked a little bit better. We needed to see some more of that offense. They came out swinging so far in game 2. I mean, great plays. I like the aggression out of this, Velocity squad. It's completely different than we saw last game, but unfortunately, it looks like Hypernova is going to steal a goal away. Looks like Gallium just air dribble it over the defender Grebsy, and it just above the just below the crossbar and above the last defender to even up the score. But even with that, Velocity looking a lot better. They are going for a lot more bumps, which I really like. It helps open up the space on the offensive side, so just allows more chances, and hopefully Velocity can make this a series and make this one that people actually enjoy watching.
Yeah, it did come down to just a great solo play from Gallium. And, whenever you're the number 1 pick in the draft, you got to make plays like that. Plays like this, as that one almost went through with a bump attempt on Jax. But still, once again, Hypernova in the offensive end. This Velocity team hanging around, but it's starting to show as Tripwire now. Gonna go for the shots, and a great pass from Jaegers. Ventus, that was just perfect placement there, and beautiful play there from Hypernova.
Yeah, I mean Hypernova really coming back into their own form after that, after letting up the first goal to Velocity, completely looking like their former selves. A great pass from Jaegers out to Tripwire, and Tripwire just able to slot that one in the top corner, and still meshing well. Showed a couple cracks in their armor early in this game number 2, but have since cleaned it up and looked very strong and dominant. So I mean, for Hypernova, you're really happy with the turn of events, but Velocity's got to be stressing a little bit as I say that. Gallium gonna pinch it off the Velocity defender to put in a 3rd goal and his 5th of the series in just 2 games.
I don't know how that got so much power. 112 kph is absolutely crazy from a very slow aerial from both sides. However, that is just another lead, another goal here for Hypernova, and Ventus, it's just looking a little bit more and more dire if you are on the side of Velocity. You had a good lead. You had a solid start. Now, it seems like Hypernova kicked it up a notch. Gallium trying to do another amazing solo play, but that one not going to get through as Mr. Silent with a good 50. Rebsy, no boost to work with. Not going to be able to get a touch on that. Jax able to clear it downfield and gets it past one, but Jaegers is already there. Jaegers now gets a good 50. Jax is there to answer, and Jax going for the attempt on the follow, but a great demo there. Gallium trying to get back to that ball, but it's going to be a team clear. Jaegers with an awkward touch. This ball could be a shot here from Jax. The net's kind of open. That one off the crossbar twice, and it bounces out. Not what you want if you're on Velocity. You could not even buy a goal in that situation. And now Gallium looking for a shot, but it does get saved away by Jax. Jax, you want that last goal back. You got to make something happen. There's still 2 minutes left. Gallium trying to put him up 3. Not going to happen there. A good pass towards Jaegers. Jaegers shots saved away by Mr. Silent. Tripwire with the follow, and the pressure is just relentless here for Hypernova.
Yeah, I mean, great plays. A lot of shots coming out from Velocity. It looks like a few too many double commits on the side of Velocity, where they're just, really just focusing on getting the ball out of the net, really not caring who's going or where the ball's going to end up after their touch, and the ball just keeps trickling out to the midfield for Hypernova to just put more and more shots on, and eventually it's going to find the back of the net with Tripwire able to get 2 goals here. But I mean, Jaeger's really that playmaking guy with 3 assists, the playmaker badge. A double touch almost comes out by Jax, but saved away by Jaegers. And I mean, this Hypernova team just looks too overwhelming for this Velocity squad to handle.
Right now, though, we have seen some great plays from Velocity. Jax, obviously, that he did score the first goal for this team, but not only that, he's also just kind of been able to put up a great defensive performance so far, and a couple great passes. Just Hypernova just been one step ahead. However, at the same time, Rebsy, who is their sub, also putting up good numbers. A great save there as well. Mr. Silent, the novice player, he's not even performing that poorly. I think this Hypernova team is just doing that much on offense to kind of overwhelm him, as now they are looking to continue this pressure. Obviously, this series, definitely one you cannot lose if you're Hypernova. You have all the odds in your favor. All the chips are in your basket. Now, this Velocity team, they're looking for any way to get back into this game. Trebsy trying to do it with a solo play. Didn't have any boost to work with, though. Mr. Silent going to get 1 touch. Jax is going to be up in the air, maybe looking for a shot. Tries to get a touch down to Mr. Silent. Going for the double. Trying to get that ball mid, but that ball staying in the corner. Good defense there from Jaegers. Jax once again up in the air. Tripwire, he's going to be the first one on that ball. Jax racing back. Does get a touch around 1. Tripwire already there, though. Goes for the fake. Beautiful fake it was. And Jaeger's able to put that one away. That one was a tactical fake, Ventus, I promise.
Definitely a tactical fake by Tripwire. I mean, Mr. Silent getting baited in on the tactical fake there, and Jaeger's just able to put that one home. And scoreline very similar to what we saw in Game 1. Velocity did score a goal early, but after that just could not handle the offensive pressure from Hypernova. I mean, it seemed very similar to last game, except the Velocity pressure came in the first minute instead of the last minute. So, hey, who knows? Maybe Velocity will be able to string together some more pressure and be able to generate some more goals. But I mean, right now, looking a little bit bleak. I'm not gonna give up hope for you just yet, Flip, but it
Oops.
seems like the 3-0 is almost in the
Don't give up
bag.
hope yet, Ventus. I just saw a man named Cognition join this match. And if there's one man I believe in to get a reverse sweep going, it's Mr. Experience himself. He's won Novice League more times than I can count. That's why he's up in Prospect now, because it's where he belongs. And now he's here, and he's ready to make a statement. And he will do just that here in game number 3. First off, let's talk about game number 2 real quick. A great performance from Hypernova. At the same time, like I was saying, Velocity, they only got outshot 10 to 12. It's not like there was no pressure. The saves was 6 to 7. Hypernova just were able to shoot just a little bit better, have a little bit more continuous pressure, and now you're putting in your highest salary player. You're taking away, no offense, a novice player that, again, no offense, definitely looked like the weakest link on the team. So now you got life, you got hope, and this is a team that I can see making a huge 3-0 comeback, or a 3-2 comeback, and getting this reverse sweep and saving my channel points from utter demise.
It is definitely a possibility, but I don't know that much about Cognition. I believe he can definitely tip the scales in the favor of Velocity. Maybe give them some that edge that they need to be able to withstand Hypernova's pressure on offense and be able to generate their own pressure. So I mean, hopefully it's gonna all come down to how well Cognition plays, and whether Cognition got a lot of warm up time, or if he's coming in cold, it might be the difference maker in this game. But if Velocity can pull it out, it definitely is scary for this Hypernova squad.
Cognition already coming up big with a huge save. A good bump there from Jaegers, though, and kind of awkward here. Cognition, another clutch touch there. Gallium takes the boost. Gallium takes the ball. Can't be super dangerous on it. Cognition gets it by him already. This man's already putting in work. He is a man on a mission. Just got home, is what he said in Twitch chat, so he's here. He's fresh. He's got fresh legs, and sometimes that's all you need. Tripwire, he's the one. He's been honestly very impressive for me. He's been shooting really well. That one saved away by Cognition again. Gallium, he's going to get his shot saved, and the defense from Velocity hanging on. Jax, another great save. Doesn't get credit for a save there, but man, this defense is just so tenacious here. Cognition able to get it along clear, and now the counterattack can start. It's 3-on-1. Gallium, you got to make a good touch. That pass from Jax just not good enough to get mid. However, still an opportunity here for Velocity. But Gallium gonna clear that one immediately. That one out to Jax. Jax with one touch. That one's kind of a pass to Tripwire, though. That's off the backboard over to Gallium. The pre-jump from Cognition could have been critical, but Cognition still able to make the save. That ball going high. Grebsy with another great touch. And already 2 minutes in, we don't have a Hypernova goal. This is unheard of. We are in uncharted territory here, Ventus, and I'm excited to see what Velocity can do to start pulling this game away.
Yeah, I mean, Hypernova's kept up the pressure a lot, but Velocity is held on. They already have 7 saves, and Cognition alone has 4 of those saves, so great play. As I say that, a great play there by Gallium, just cutting up the defense with his nice ground play, just right around Cognition and then pop over, I believe, Jax. That was the last defender. And I mean, just another great solo play coming out from Gallium, able to steal away the lead and kind of put Velocity once again on the back foot.
Steal away the lead, steal away my channel points. He stole a lot with that goal, to be honest. That was a crusher. A little left-right goodnight from Gallium there. And now Gallium trying to do another solo play here. Grebsy was going for the demo on him. Doesn't even want the ball. Honestly, I respect it. If you can't hit the ball, might as well hit the player. That's what my soccer coach always told me. So great advice there, as Jax is able to get along clear, and Gallium puts that ball back mid. Jaeger's going to be there for the shot. Cognition and Jaegers say hello and then say goodbye to each other as they both don't make contact. Gallium last man back. Gallium kind of awkward. What a beautiful touch there from Gallium. I think I taught him that one. Cognition now getting a good touch. Trying to get a good 50 here. Tripwire able to make it happen. Grebsy with a nice pop. Gallium, no boost. Cognition, can you make a play? That one just off target. Grebsy cuts Jax. I think Jax could have had a shot there, but miscommunication. And now Gallium's able to get a clear, but a triple commit. Cognition misflips. And man, he might have fresh legs, but he's not warmed up. That one, another crucial error, and Jaegers puts it past another 2-0 lead here for Hypernova.
Oh man, it's so unfortunate to see. I mean, definitely a great opportunity on the side of Velocity. I mean, Hypernova had just triple commit. Cognition had a free ball, could put the shot on target, but maybe he was a little bit too fresh, but not fully warmed up enough to be able to get that. Just a slight misflip, probably a controller input mistake there. Just maybe a controller dead zone mistake. But man, that is so tough if you're Velocity being so close to scoring a goal and just not being able to put the final dagger away against this Velocity squad or against Hypernova. It takes a toll on your mental if you're the Velocity squad.
They are playing very resilient, on defense and on offense. They're sticking around no matter what. And this game is not quite over just yet. However, Hypernova have been on top, but don't count your horses before they ran, because that's not the same. But anyway, Jax able to get the shot off, and Cognition, I thought he was going to get a touch. The other Hypernova thought he was going to get a touch, and guess what? It's in the back of the net. A little fake here, a little fake there. It's the best play in Rocket League, Ventus. That's why I do it all the time in Rival.
Yeah, absolutely calculated play there, especially on the side of Velocity. I mean, big fake coming out, and you can't count your eggs until they hatch. I believe the saying you were looking for.
Wrong animal. That's on me.
But yeah, definitely signs of life from Velocity is they're able to finally open the net and put one in. But I mean, the Hypernova just looks very strong still. I mean, I'm not counting Velocity out yet, but all Hypernova has to do is just hold on for 20 more seconds, and the series is theirs.
20 seconds is a long time in Rocket League, though. Gallium now last man back, gets a nice control touch, gets it around Grebsy. No, he doesn't. Grebsy with the dunk. That ball going up high. Jaegers able to get it clear to the corner. Cognition's going to put that ball mid. Tripwire has the touch. He does. Crucial touch there from the substitute here on Hypernova. And now Gallium and Jaegers both in this corner. Jaegers still gets in touch. That ball could fall. No, Cognition keeps it alive. Cognition, no boost. Hypernova get the win. Cognition came in clutch in game 3, but not clutch enough as Gallium, he really started to put that team on his back. Just great control on the defensive side, on the offensive side. And I guess you can go ahead and count your horses or whatever. They do have 3-0 win here. Hypernova getting the brooms out, and Velocity, they put up a good fight for the circumstances they were under, but Ventus in the end, it was kind of set in stone from after game 1, man. Like that 5-0 win kind of just set the pace for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give props to Velocity. I mean, just think of how good this Velocity roster will be with their full lineup when they're able to take a very close game with Hypernova. I mean, super close game. I mean, completely back and forth, especially in this game 3. I know Hypernova won and got the sweep, but I mean, if Velocity had won this game, I mean, we could be looking at a completely different series. The momentum shift. I mean, I can only imagine how good this Velocity team will be when they have their full roster. I'm really hoping we're going to be able to see a rematch sometime soon between these two teams.
Yeah, I think, it's not going to happen in the regular season. You'll probably see some of these guys on the All-Star team. And it's going to be, very interesting to see how these teams look later down the line, maybe in playoffs. I know that's, however, 10 weeks, 3 months from now, whatever it is, but it's gonna be interesting to see these two teams. I think both of them are gonna be top of prospect. Just not the best showing here from Velocity. Obviously, didn't have all your players, but as a whole, Ventus, it was a good series. And if you had Gallium, honestly, if you had any of the Hypernova players on your fantasy team, you're doing fantastic. And I'm honestly kind of impressed just how well Gallium played. He just looks super composed, and that's my goat. But other than that, Ventus, I think we're good to wrap it up here. It was a quick one, so we are going to take a quick little break. But coming up next, we're going up to the Rival League. We got a Rival versus Distortion. It'll be a good match. Most of these teams didn't have the hottest start, but both these teams played very solid teams. Me. So it's going to be fun to see who comes out on top in that one. And also we have the MVP of this last match casting for us. We got Gallium back in the booth, and it's always a fun time to see him. So definitely want to stick around, guys. We'll be right back. Vintage, you got anything you want to say before we head out?
No, I think you hit the nail on the hammer. I don't know what saying that is, but you hit
I'm
it
not
right
the
on
only one.
the head.
I'm not the only one. I appreciate that. Alrighty, then I will go ahead and close it out here. Thank you guys for joining us for the first game. Stick around. We got 2 more games coming up right after this. Deuces.
a penthouse on the west side. When will he learn that you're afraid of heights? And heard he got you a new Benz with the white wheels. When will he learn that you like to tandem bike? And I hate that I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you with a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you I'm the right guy to figure you out. No, 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 no. I heard he got you some new friends with some big dreams. When will he learn that you already got your own? Oh, I heard he got you the front row at the rap show. When will he learn that you like the Rolling Stones? And I've been thinking of all the little things that you've been missing. When will you love? I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you in a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you I'm the right guy to figure you out. No, 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 no. I could treat you so much better. I've known you forever, figured you out. I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you in a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you I'm the right guy to figure you out. No, 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 no.
I don't wanna wait for a storm that ain't coming, or hide from the sun in the morning. I don't wanna run from something I can't define, but I gotta be careful with what I call mine. I know you too well. I'll climb up on the roof and yell. I've learned all that I know, and we put on quite a show. I'd be lying if I said I'm coming back. I just wanna go, I wanna walk away. Never wanted to love you anyway. Guess I should've known, won't pick up the phone. Go on and watch me fade. When you see the lights faded in the night, know that I'm fine alone. I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I'll be running, 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 I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing.
He puts it in 0 seconds remaining.
He seems to be playing hard for it.
It's, oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward, can he
high off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this ser- no, hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord!
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Copenhagen on the goal line. He did not.
Nearly over!
Sweet. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. It's good to be back, and I'm here with the management member, the creator of the Nemesis Gaming League, Rockerman. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday night?
Oh, Gallium, I am doing fantastic here. Always love to get back in the booth with you and enjoy some great Rocket League. And you're coming off a big W yourself out there. Impressive performance. Hypernova's looking good, feeling good after that one.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, shout out Tripwire, absolute dog. But yeah, it felt good to be on stream again. I haven't been on stream in a while. Obviously, like casting and stuff. But yeah, it's good to be back. But I'm Rockerman. Looking at this matchup ahead of us, it's pretty good. All right, we have a rival league matchup, and these teams are both 0-1. Okay, and I think they got beat pretty handedly by their respective opponents. So they're looking to get a big win here to kind of, you know, right the ship a little bit, as so to speak. Rockerman, what do you think about these two rosters here?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got some great rosters here. I'm a lot more familiar with Arrivals, so I'll start over with Distortion. I mean, Flame Intruder coming back here on Distortion. That team was really good last season. I expect them to be, you know, at least pretty decent this season. They got Sprinkle, Nervbot, and Xerox on their team. Looks like Xerox is going to be starting in place of Nervbot. So Flame, Sprinkle, Xerox will be starting, and it's not a bad roster at all. I definitely like a couple of those players. I don't know too much about Xerox, but Flame and Sprinkle are definitely solid. And then this Arrival team, they're kind of they like to be a four-headed beast. Chad, the captain, he likes to switch things up there. It's unlike a lot of other teams, I feel like, Gallium, where they usually have like a starting three roster. They're like, this is the starting three no matter what. But Chad, as a captain, he likes to switch people in and out, especially in the start of the season, and kind of find out what's working best. And I feel like they do have a pretty interchangeable lineup here for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's the strength of Arrival for sure. I mean, you were mentioning it, how they kind of like to swap the lineups a little bit. I'm wondering if they're going to take that same approach in this game against Distortion, because it unfortunately didn't work last time, but maybe that was just a test run. I think this time is where they're really going to get their feet on the ground and get started. As I mean, honestly, I think Flame Sprinkle combo could do some damage here. So I think Arrival does have to, I think they're going to have a little more stability in terms of lineup, because Flame and Sprinkle, once they get going, it's really hard to stop them. As we have game number 1 about to be underway, Distortion taking on Arrival. Who's going to win their first game of the season? Let's find out right now. As the kickoff, going to the sidewall, Lucian, he recently got signed to this team, got drafted, and he is a big star in this rival league. We're going to see how he plays today as Flame sends it down. Lush going to be there to collect it. Maddie going to 50 it with Xerox. And we have a little bit of a double commit, but a nice demo from Maddie leaves the goal wide open. Chad's going to score, and it's 1-0 early.
And Chad starting out strong, but that's that big demo from Maddie opening up some space, and he finds the bump on the other side too. Chad just has to place it, and yeah, Liam, this is a roster that Arrival really liked at the end of last season when they were making their playoff push. Unfortunately, Maddie, he was not available for the postseason, so they had to drop him and play on with a different third, but they're very confident in these three, and I think that's what we're seeing right here is Lucian trying to slot another one in, but Arrival going to start out strong here.
Yeah, I mean, they look to be absolutely pelting the net. Distortion has to play spectacular defense. They've slid one through, and now I feel like Distortion's going to get on the counterattack soon, so we'll see if Rival can't defend, as that ball could have been real dangerous, but Lucian is there to collect it. Flame back for his team, going to send it across. Xerox going to beat out Maddie, and now Flame and Lucian going to get the 50. Sprinkle, oh my god, what a pre-flip from Chad.
Oh my goodness, what a play right here. This one is sent out. It's just gonna go, and Chad. Oh, he did
he missed.
He did not touch that one. Yeah, it just kind of just went through. I was like, that didn't look like what I thought it did. But yeah, just a big miss, and it flies through, and well, maybe a little tactical on that one, as it is gonna find the back of the net.
You know, Rocker Man, I am getting a little older, so my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. You know, these kids nowadays. Anyways, Thigh Chat is going to take the ball down the pitch. Sprinkle going to be there to help clear it out. And the battle of the midfield seems to be going in favor of Arrival. But Distortion, they've gotten a little more comfortable in the midfield, so they're just going to have to keep pushing as this ball could be dangerous in the Arrival zone. Flame going to be there to shoot it. It's an open net. He's going to have double it, and he's going to end up scoring. That was a close one.
Yeah, that one just a little bit off on the first attempt, but you got to stick with your opportunities here as he fires that one in, and just a little slow follow. Gonna find its way in the back of the net, and finally Distortion gonna find themselves on the board there with a nice one there, and getting things started for the night.
Yeah, that was a great first goal from Distortion, and I don't know if he just Thigh Chat, hello? Okay, I guess Arrival is just gonna answer right back with a goal of their own.
Yeah, and that's Thigh Chat right there. He was one of the top players in Rival League last season, and you can see why already. Starting things off early, another goal in the back of the net, and that one, when you're down in the game here, Gallium, and you finally get one back there, and the other team scores instantly. That's quite demoralizing. And now Distortion are gonna have to find their way back, see if they can find something here to continue on in this game one.
Yeah, Flame and Sprinkle are Nemesis veterans, so we'll see if that combo can't get things going. Xerox, the new face, has been playing pretty all right so far, but he's really going to have to step it up as, almost a shot on goal, and it's going to end up going in. The assist from Xerox and Sprinkle putting it in the back of the net.
Yeah, these guys are firing a lot of goals here in game number one. Xerox off the back of that Thigh Chat, trying to find a read there, but perfect placement there from Sprinkle to find the power and placement behind Thigh Chat. So respect on that. But yeah, Gallium, we're not even halfway. We've already got 5 goals here in game one. So defense is not the name of the game here in this one.
Yeah, defense is just looking kind of optional here, Rocker Man. It's like that question, that bonus question on a test. You don't have to take it, but if you do, it might help you in the long run. Defense in Rocket League does not necessarily win you championships, but scoring goals sure do. And Arrival has more goals than Distortion. As of right now, it's Thigh Chat and Xerox going to kiss on the backboard. We're going to have Flame sending it down. Thigh Chat going to get the clear, and he's going to continue the ball up the pitch. Thigh Chat, former chess hall enthusiast. He's always been a great player. He's usually first to the ball, and he likes to get those 50s and be an absolute detriment to the defense, and it's looking like he is right now as Maddie's going to take it off the ceiling, sending it down to Lucian, and Lucian is going to score, and this guy lives up to the hype.
He definitely does. Again, he was one of those top players, and usually you see the Thigh Chat Lucian duo, but Maddie finding his teammate right there, Lucian in the midfield, a great pass, great chemistry between these players right here. And again, another goal in the back of the net for Arrival, up to 4 now for the game. But something tells me with the way this game is going, Gallium, 4 might not be enough.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that was so close from Thigh Chat. Yeah, definitely not a whole lot of defense being played right now, but we could see some more in the future. So 4 as of right now is pretty good, as Maddie gonna attempt a double, but he doesn't have boost. Xerox gonna get a save. Now it's gonna be a counterattack the other way. Seems like the wires were a little crossed on Distortion's end of things. Xerox with the shot. It's gonna be off the near post, and now Sprinkle almost slots it in. But so far, we have a minute and 30 seconds left in this match. Who do you think is gonna come out with this one?
I mean, Arrival seems to have the momentum right now as this ball is going to be sent back up. A big opportunity if they can find it. Oh my goodness, he was trying to clip on him a little bit. But yeah, Arrival definitely, with the 2-goal lead, they're in the big front running position here. But Distortion, like I mentioned, we saw them score a couple quick goals. They've had some good answers, but a minute remaining. They really get to find these passing plays and not let Arrival stay on offense for so long, because that's what they've been doing really well in this game number one, is finding that offense, finding these passing plays, and Distortion gonna have to try to cut them out.
Oh my goodness, a great attempt by Xerox, and another shot incoming. I mean, you could save 1 upper decker, but 2, that might be a little much.
Yeah, that was a great save to hit it off the crossbar, but Flame coming through with even better placement, sending it right back, knowing Thigh Chat used all his boost there to get up to that first one, finding the placement, top middle right there to send it in. Only 43 seconds now left in this one. Distortion down by 1, but still a great opportunity here to tie it.
Yeah, honestly, it's looking like anyone's game right now, as Lucian has 0 boost. Back on defense, a little bit of a misstep, but Xerox unable to capitalize. Sprinkle now off the backboard. He gets a nice touch. That ball's floating in front of the net. Thigh again with great defense, gonna save it away. Lucian sends it down. It's gonna take an unfortunate bounce in terms of distortion, and Flame is going to get a nice touch into the arrival zone. Less than 15 seconds remain. Flame going to get one, going to get a second, confusing the defense a little bit. Sprinkle is going to have to commit as third man if he wants to keep this play alive. Flame trying to pre-flip, can't get to it. A shot coming out. Maddie with the easy save. Is anyone there? No, they are not. Arrival is going to take game number 1, and I think they've made Rockerman a bit proud here.
Yeah, as the GM, I am a little bit proud here to see him take the win. I think they played pretty well, but you got to give props to Distortion in this game too. I mean, honestly, that game could have went either way, Gallium, especially towards the end of that one. I mean, the shots were even, the saves were pretty close. I mean, just look at the stat board altogether. I mean, everything is almost 50-50, so that kind of shows you this game really could have went either way. So Distortion, you can't really be too discouraged after that game 1. And, if you're a rival, you can't be too confident after that game number 1. Even though you do take the win, you do have a good start in the series. But Distortion, they're going to get their opportunities. They're going to find theirs, and they're going to be able to bounce back here. And in game 2, we'll see how much they'll be able to bounce back in this one.
Yeah, I was a little skeptic of Distortion coming into this match because they weren't starting Nervebot. But honestly, I think Xerox has looked really phenomenal for this Distortion squad. He looks so comfortable and looks like a seasoned veteran, so we'll see if he can't continue this performance as Flame off the backboard. Game number 2 just got underway, and Lucian's already sending one upper decker, and Flame is going to get a nice dribble. It's a 1v1. Flame versus Thigh-Chad, a tail hold his time. Thigh-Chad's going to get it past him. Xerox now with another touch. Ball is floating up into the mid. Maddie with a free touch just sends it towards the net. A double commit going out from Distortion, though. Rival can capitalize off of this, as it seems like only one player on Distortion has any boost. Now make it 2, as Maddie pops it up high. It's off the backboard. Thigh-Chad has an attempt at it, but can't really get the pass that he wants, or the touch for that matter. Xerox gonna get one. Oh my goodness, what a pass. Almost getting past the entire defense, and that was a little close, Rockerman.
It was a little bit close, and they're trying to counterattack at the other end. A couple of great passing plays and great shot attempts from both sides here in this game at number 2, trying to find it in the back of the net. But yeah, that one was a little bit too close for comfort for Rival. Got up pretty far and didn't have a lot of boost to rotate back, and Distortion just barely couldn't quite catch him out on it. But that's what you got to be careful of when you're a very aggressive team, is you can't get caught out on the counter attack with not a lot of boost, as that one is going to be pushed away.
Yeah, that's pretty much what gets you scored on most times, is not having any boost back in the defense. The attacking side, it's just absolutely pelting your net. So they want to avoid that as much as possible, and both teams actually, for the most part, have avoided that so far. So we'll see if that trend continues, as the ball is floating dangerously in a rival zone. Maddie with 0 boost, going to get it away. Thigh-Chad beats out Flame, and now Lucian's pre-jumping Sprinkle, but Sprinkle is going to get a nice play. Maddie maybe for the left corner. Almost went in, but Xerox with a nice save. Xerox tried to get another, unfortunately can't. Thigh-Chad's up with it. Flame going to pop it up high. Can anyone reach it besides the opposing team? It doesn't seem that way. Wait, there's only one back. It seems like a 2v1 at the moment. Xerox going to get a calculated fake in there. Flame going to demo one off the backboard, but there's no shooter. It's those kind of plays where there's just a lack of coordination that really are killing Distortion right now.
Yeah, I mean, that one, like you mentioned, it was a great opportunity. You find the demo on the backboard, but you got no one to follow up on third. Try not to over-aggress and commit too far, but sometimes you gotta be there. That's how you can really get the offense going. And this one is gonna be shot in. Lucian gonna take it in. I think Maddie was lurking a little bit in the midfield, but regardless, they're gonna find that one in the back of the net. A big 50 and a big follow right there from Lucian to send it in. And Arrival, that's what we're talking about with that aggression. That's what Distortion kind of needed on their last offensive drive. Arrival just full sended it in and able to find it in the back of the net, and they're looking for more here as Maddie is trying to find it in.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play overall by them. You just saw the confidence, the poise there, and now they're up 1-0 because of it. It was just a great play. And honestly, Maddie and Thigh-Chad combined for a great passing play there. So If they can keep this up, keep feeding Lucian the ball here, it could be really dangerous for Distortion, especially late into this game too. Wait a second, it seems like Xerox turned off the bump attempt, but now he's gonna go off the sidewall. Chad there to collect it. It's now on the ground, now up in the air. Flame and Sprinkle gonna double commit here. Xerox has to pick up the pieces. He's gonna flip towards it, get a flip reset. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to get to it as Flame and Sprinkle have double committed for yet another time. It seems like I've been saying that a lot lately. As Lucian gonna get an insane touch down the pitch. Can Chad shoot this? I don't think anyone could have shot that, not even Zen. As, oh my goodness, what an attempt by Xerox as it almost finds its way into the back of the net. Flame chasing Lucian, trying to get him off this ball. It seems like he's done nothing but be on the ball and be an absolute menace. This game is Xerox attempting a nice play. It was a great pass, but Flame can't slot it in here as Xerox up with it again. He's going to get one more, but Chad going to be there to meet him. Xerox again on the back wall. And both these teams are really duking it out right here, and there's been some good opportunities both sides here, Rockerman.
Yeah, there really has been some good opportunities, and it's so close yet again. I mean, it's a 1-0 game. Obviously, I feel like Arrival's been a little bit more in control because of the Distortion double commits, but Distortion has had their chances, and they got one right here, but he can't turn it in. Sprinkle needed to turn that one down and around, but was unable to. And now with 30 seconds remaining, Distortion, they really got to find a way to send it all in and try to push one in the back of the net.
Yeah, it just seems like Distortion's kind of playing ranked right now, solo queue ranked. It's a lot of double commits, a lot of miscommunication, but they're all so individually talented. It's a shame to see that. Hopefully they can equalize here to send this game to the distance. What a shot from Sprinkle. Can Xerox finish? No, he can't. Flame faking it for Sprinkle. Sprinkle going up with it. Lucian with a great beat. Flame has to go up for it. It's popped up high. Xerox can't get a 50 that he wants, and it's down on the ground. Arrival are one win away from getting their first victory of the Nemesis season.
Yeah, and another solid performance for them. They definitely controlled the offensive pace there in that game. But again, Distortion, it wasn't like they didn't have their chances there. They had a couple opportunities, even there at the end. That one almost went in, but I mean, big saves by Arrival on the goal line there. And I mean, just an impressive showing from them. And Distortion really got to look to find something here in this game 3 Gallium. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of double commits, a lot of mistakes coming out from these players that you normally don't see. Obviously, it is week 1, so you're going to see some double commits. You're going to see some, slight mistakes there. But, you really got to work them out here. And if you're Distortion, you got to work them out pretty quickly. Try to find something to break through on this Arrival defense.
Yeah, I think that's really gonna be the key here. Is Distortion just has, it's not a lack of being in their zone, it's a lack of what they're doing in that zone. It's kind of like the execution just isn't there, and I feel like that's the most important part about Rocket League. It doesn't matter if you can get in front of their net 100 times. If you can't put that ball in the back of the net more than half of them, you're not going to have a good squad. And it seems like Distortion, so far, they have all the puzzle pieces but that one. They just need to execute, and hopefully it'll be a little closer as Xerox going to put it off the backboard. Lucian going to pop it up high, and now Flame is racing back to try to reach it. But Lucian again with a nice 50. Wait, can he have another one here? He fumbled around with the backboard. It could have been real dangerous for him. Chad gonna get one, attempt to get a second, but a great pass out from Distortion. But Lucian, of course, there with another touch as he's gonna flip into this. A great pass. Sprinkle gonna try to beat one. Xerox now has to play some great defense, and he ends up doing so. Xerox has been a bright spot in this Distortion roster. He really just is playing his position so well right now, but oh my goodness, there's almost nothing you can do against Chad sometimes, Rockerman.
Yeah, Chad almost found that one in the back of the net, and you mentioned it. I mean, he is just a menace everywhere.
Oh!
No, it's going to be pinched down right into Xerox, who's waiting, and Distortion are finally going to take a lead here in this match. That pinch just dropped right down into Xerox, pushed it into Lucian, into the back of the net, and finally Distortion have got something going off of a counter.
Who needs a third man when you can just have the third man be right next to the second man and score that? If that's what's working for them, I think you should just keep doing what's working. As Distortion has found the opening goal here, and I believe that's the first opening goal they've had in both of the games, and now we're on game 3. So, some slight improvements here, but Arrival have just been playing lights out in terms of executing. They haven't been in Distortion's zone too much. It's been more the chances they're capitalizing on, as we see Maddie in Distortion's zone. Pass up to Lucian. Lucian fakes it. Now Flame and Sprinkle going to double commit again. Sprinkle going to send it to the back wall. Flame gets it past Maddie. He fakes out Lucian. The ball is popped up. Lucian gonna get a touch out to Thigh Chad. And now Flame with 100 boost and a dream, just gonna send it over to Xerox. A great play coming out from them. Maddie over to Lucian. Xerox gonna get a touch. Flame almost pre-flipped into that. Was playing for the opposing team, it seems. You are not on the blue team, as Sprinkle is gonna put this one in right post. And now Distortion have a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, this is a great pass across here, and Sprinkle just kind of waiting there. Maddie's trying to reach out, but it's just over the top of him. Almost able to make a connection on that, but he was unable to do so. And I mean, just a great offensive pressure there from Distortion. Finally able to get something flying across the net there, catching a rival out. And, you know, like we mentioned, they were so close in the last couple games. You felt like it was only a matter of time before they start putting some in the back of the net there. And now they're up 2-0 here, trying to extend this series a little bit longer.
Yeah, they are, and honestly, I think they've just been really great in the offensive zone. Obviously, they haven't had the most chances, but they've done pretty much, they've done a complete 180 from how those game 1, game 2 performances were. They've just executed so well, but with limited chances. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's just going to be better 100 times out of 100. As Thigh Chat is up with it, almost puts it in the back of the net. Maddie is racing for this ball, going to opt to have Lucian go for it, but now Flame has the ball off his sidewall. He's going to put it up to the ceiling, flip down, but Thigh Chad, great read on that one. Sends it down the pitch. Sprinkle going to be there to collect it. Xerox flips in front of it, maybe going to get a demo. Lucian avoids that, just says, no, not today, as Maddie pops it up high. Sprinkle is going to get the nice flip, and it's in the back of the net. Thigh Chad, ever so good at shooting, has sniped it in the back of the net.
And there were just a gaggle of cards in the net there, Gallium. I think there's bumps, craziness going on. It's Maddie once again trying to make the disruption play, and I think he probably got a piece of that near post defender there, and that allows Nightshad to place that one in, and he's done that a couple of times in this series. He is definitely an enforcer on the back end. Oh my gosh.
Goodness. You know, Jack's probably liked that one because, you know, that ball was traveling at light speed. That was insane. Xerox up with it now. Sprinkle is going to get a touch. And I've noticed a lot better communication from Distortion. They've looked much better. But now Arrival has improved their game. So this is prime Rocket League we're seeing right here in Lucian. A prime time player has put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, he's going to find it in the back of that. He was just waiting for that ball, and it does just nick off the back of Xerox's car there. But yeah, I mean, Arrival, I feel like Gallium, something I've noticed about them is they just find a way to put the ball towards your net, whether it be, you know, a really good shot or from a really awkward angle. They just find a way to put it on the net there, and it often messes up some teams because Xerox is trying to answer back there. But Arrival, once again, they found an answer here. Now it's 2-2, and really the ball, it seems like it's in Distortion's court here to try to find an answer, try to extend this series a little bit further, and not get swept.
Yeah, it seems like Arrival just has a very balanced squad. They're not the most mechanical. Thigh Chad and Maddie just being extremely quick to the ball, and they are such clinical shooters. And Maddie in particular being a great facilitator, great playmaker, as we see kind of the opposite here. But Lucian has been that first man who's been really getting in their faces, really mechanical. He can do the solo work that needs to be done. So this Arrival team has looked really strong, and now they are only one goal away from taking this in a sweep. But Distortion, they're not going to go down so easily, as less than 20 seconds left on the clock. Flame's going to get a pop-up high. Can Sprinkle get there? No. Lucian's going to beat them, and it's on net, as you mentioned, Rockerman. Sprinkle going to send it down. Off the backboard it goes. It pops up high. Can someone be there to meet it? Thigh Chad certainly is. Xerox down to Lucian. Lucian has the ball with 0 seconds. Are they going to keep it up? No. They're going to opt to send it back down, as we have hit overtime here, Rockerman. Who you got?
Yeah, first overtime here, and you know, Gallium, it's really hard to say. I feel like, again, Arrival, they just find a way like I mentioned earlier, and like you brought up on the last one, they find the shots to put on net there, make things awkward. And speaking of awkward, this one popping out. Here comes Flame off the post. He's not going to go in. The follow up. It's saved away again. Thigh Chad, an insane save on the goal line to deny it away. And Arrival, they just don't want this game to end. Not in their favor. What a play right there.
Blocked by James. That was a beautiful, beautiful save from Thigh Chad as Lucian gets a shot trying to put it away, but they have increased their chances to win tenfold. It was looking real dire. It was looking like Distortion was going to put this in the back of the net. We were going to game 4, but Rival has prolonged this game and prolonged the series as Thigh Chad going to get it on top of his car, tried to flick it past Sprinkle. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get there. Maddie, off the backboard it goes. Thigh Chad gets a pop-up. He has a little bit of a solar play opportunity, gets a flip reset, but Flame, great defense from him. Wait a second, this ball could be dangerous. Not an ideal touch as Lucian, oh my goodness, a great shot. 3 Distortion members had to be up to save that Flame. Another great save, and Distortion, you know, regardless on whether or not their offensive performance has or has not been lackluster, their defense has remained consistently good as the pop-up high, Lucian, going to be able to get it. And oh my goodness, a double fake coming out. Xerox gonna have to come and collect that. That could have been almost a detrimental mistake, Rockerman.
Yeah, that one was dangerous, and I'm a little bit surprised there was no one for Arrival ready for that one. But I mean, in the Rival League, you don't really expect 2 people to miss like that on the net. Distortion, luckily, they were bailed out by no one being available, but Arrival is still continuing the pressure, and Paishat is hunting for some bumps on the backboard. And Distortion, they got to find a way to get some control and get this ball out of their half, because right now Arrival is going all in and the net is wide open. Xerox just sending it on and sending it in to continue the series in game 4.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication from Maddie, and Thigh Chad leaves the net wide open, and Xerox, you know, the hardest shot in Rocket League is the open net. So I'm sure he was sweating a little bit, but it was a great shot regardless. And now Distortion are only down by 2. They only need 2 more games to equal or to win this series. So, I mean, it is definitely doable. I feel like Arrival, it's not that Arrival is playing worse. I feel like it's that Distortion's playing better. I've seen it. Again, I think individually, overall, they're much better players, but their communication and teamwork and rotations has always been lackluster this series. But in that overtime, it looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good Rocket League from them. So if they can continue this, I honestly could see them taking this series.
Yeah, they definitely could come back here. And again, it was another one of those games, Gallium, that was super close. It really could have gone either way. I mean, there were some insane saves, some insane attempts on both ends on the offense. And it was, again, one of those games that was a coin flip. And Distortion, they were the ones that clutched it out in OT. And yeah, now trying to pull back the reverse sweep. This game 4, though, Gallium, is the most difficult one of those ones, I feel like. You can get the first one, but to get the second one, to force the game 5, you know, that one, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult ones to try to find back.
Yeah, especially since the opposing team, I mean, not to say that Arrival wasn't locked in, but, you know, they're sitting up in their chairs a little bit, you know, monitor pressed against their face as Thigh Chad gonna attempt to get it. Xerox gonna get a nice 50, almost slips into the back of the net. Flame can't get there. He passes it out mid. No one able to meet him there. Thigh Chad has a little bit of time and a lot of boost, but a nice play from Xerox sends it out wide again, and that, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thigh Chad with the shot of his career. What was that?
Yeah, and it's, again, they're just finding each other out here. It's Maddie to Thigh Chad, the speed and Flame. Good luck with that one. That was just an absolute banger to the back of the net. And I mean, like we kind of touched earlier on in the series, Gallium, it's this connectedness between these players. Is that one is going to go off the post? Sprinkle is going to answer back and find the back of the net. And that one, a great one off the kickoff there. Flame, he couldn't quite put it in. Maddie goes a little too far. But really, the difference, it seemed like so far in the series, is Arrival has been more connected as a team, and Distortion, you know, they've been a little bit more individual in this series, but able to find one back there off the kickoff. So now I'll try to see if they can battle back again. A quick answer that can bring them 1-1.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely can do a lot more than they're already doing. But, you know, they have improved from game to game as we see a nice play from Xerox and Sprinkle. And, you know, I think the team play from Arrival has always been there. So if they could just up the ante every single time they go for these shots, it could be absolutely devastating for this Distortion squad as Lucian goes up for it. He's going to get a couple of touches, going to try to 50 it out. He successfully does. Sprinkle there to meet him, and it looks like Sprinkle versus Thigh Chad show is underway, but Sprinkle has 0 boosts, and I think Thigh Chad knows that. The ball is up. Xerox going to get a nice touch, but wait a second. Thigh Chad just barely can't get to there. And man, that Maddie and Thigh Chad combination looking real good right now. As, oh my goodness, another shot. Gonna barely hit off the crossbar. Distortion getting absolutely pelted right now in their zone.
Yeah, Arrival is really just putting on the pressure, and that's what we saw in the earlier couple games. They can really find that pressure and they continue it on. Distortion, their positive has been their defense, and there it is again, denying it away there. But yeah, the defense on Distortion, it's really been a battle. The offense of Arrival, the defense of Distortion, and it's all about who's gonna break here on Forbidden Temple. We'll see some more craziness in this one.
The answer is always yes. It seems like Forbidden Temple is that map. And these are those teams that I feel like a lot of crazy stuff would happen, as it has been this entire series. Sprinkle, though, has a bit of boost and a little bit of a solo play opportunity. Gonna go for the 50, and oh my goodness, Sprinkle almost making a Sunday out of the defense. Flame gonna take it across. He's gonna send it over to the sidewall. Xerox now gonna attempt the solo play himself, but can't get there. He's been a beautiful facilitator so far, whether it just be off the backboard or just straight across to one of his teammates. So I think Flame and Sprinkle, instead of playing with each other, one of them needs to play with Xerox and really get a goal in there. As Lucian takes it up high, he can't get to the double. Great defense coming out there. And Sprinkle now trying to send it across. It doesn't get there. Thigh check gets the demo. It's now an open net. Pass going down low. Maddie's easily going to put that one in. Yeehaw, we got a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and Thigh just going quick speed. He's going to land and find that demo. I think a bump may have still worked out too, but he's able to get back to that one. And yeehaw indeed, as Maddie sends it in the back of the net. 2-1 lead now for Arrival. Again, Distortion, the pressure is on them to find something if they're going to want to send us to a game 5.
Oh, great pass coming out there. Lucian was just a little unprepared for that one, as it, you know, came at him real fast. As Thigh Chad in the defensive zone sends it over to Flame. He's gonna not be able to get a second touch. Sprinkle now gonna circle the ball like a shark, but it was ultimately a fake for Xerox. Sprinkle, though, a nice pass. Lucian barely gets to that one. Flame with a shot attempt, not gonna go. Distortion has, oh my goodness, almost, oh wow, what a shot by Flame, but a great fake from Xerox. I don't think he meant to do that, but you know, we take those.
No, he was so halfway to hitting that angle right there. It drops down, Lucian jumping a little bit high, and he perfectly placed down there. And Distortion battling back, looking to send us to that game 5 if they can find another one. A minute remaining to see what they can do. Arrival trying to end this 1-4. See if they can find the next goal.
Yeah, Continental Clash winner Thigh Chad isn't going to let this game slip from him so easily. So we'll see if he can't pull off some magic. As we see Lucian sending it across. No Thurman in sight, but Thigh Chad can't get it around Xerox. That could have been real dangerous. Flame now off the backboard, or off the ceiling. It's going to fly into the air. Sprinkle now down the pitch. Thigh Chad going to be there on the backboard. Gonna send it out, maybe get another. He does, beats out Xerox. Now Maddie up with the ball. Flame corrals it. 20 seconds left for both these teams to hopefully find a goal as the ball is floating in front of the net. Xerox with a great save. Can Arrival or Distortion find what is it? Oh, it almost slips to the back of the net. That was so close. But now Arrival only has one more chance to put it in the back of the net. It's in the Distortion zone. Thigh Chad with a full tank of boost. Same with the rest of his team. Maddie with the ball on top of his car. I think that might drop, and it just does. Overtime in the second game in a row. It seems like both these teams want this game so badly, and both of them for totally separate reasons.
Yeah, I mean, Distortion trying to send us to the game 5. Arrival trying not to let it get there. trying to avoid the reverse sweep attempt here and shut it down. But yeah, back-to-back overtimes here. Distortion won the last one to send us here to game 4. What does Arrival have to try to end this one? Or can Distortion go back-to-back in OT and send us to game 5? Only time will tell here. Is they're getting a little mechanical.
Oh
The shot's
my.
gonna go in. Lucian with the ender there. The flip reset to the goal, to the dagger.
Wow. I mean, you want raw mechanics. There you go. Right there on your screen. Lucian just makes a fool out of the Distortion defense, and what a way to win. You know, it looked a little scary in that overtime, but, you know, Lucian just said, hey, guys, give me the ball. I can take care of this. You know, it's just another Saturday or another Wednesday right now. But it was a great game by Arrival, and Distortion, they put up one heck of a fight. Regardless of them going down 0-2 in their season, I think they have a great roster, and I feel like that with some improvements, they can definitely be a little dangerous. I just think the communication wasn't quite there today in some of the games, and it kind of cost them towards the stretch because they looked good in the last 2 games. It was just those first 2 that it looked real bad. So a great win by Arrival, and both these teams, I mean, it was a dogfight to the very end, Rockerman.
Oh no, it really was, and that was a very entertaining series, Gallium. It didn't quite go the distance, but as you mentioned, I mean, Distortion, a very solid team, and Arrival able to pull off the win as well. So I mean, really, just a great series, and I'm sure we'll definitely be seeing both these teams later on in the season. I think Distortion has a lot of potential, but then again, Gallium, I mean, it does suck to start 0-2, but this rival league is stacked. You know, I don't want to take that away from the rival league. This is the most free agents I've ever seen at the start of a season. So there are a lot of hungry players, a lot of hungry teams, and you know, hopefully for Distortion, they can get back next week, starting conference play, and get some more wins under their belt.
You know, we'll see, because there's so many free agents in Rival. There's a lot of team swaps. As we saw a couple of days ago, Blaze dropped their entire roster.
Yeah, that was
So
crazy.
it picked up like a whole roster of new players. So if you are a free agent in Rival League, there's a pretty good chance that a team who's struggling, or maybe a team who's good but doesn't like one of their players because he's a little mean, you know, they'll pick you right up. You know, you can get in there. But that's going to be all for this Rival League matchup. But hold your horses. There's another one coming at you right after this, and it's an absolute banger. So make sure you stick around for this one. Thank you, Rockerman, for having me, and it's good to be back in the booth with you.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure here in the booth, Gallium. And one quick shout out before we head to the break. Shout out to Merely Mental coming back for 60 months on there. It says so. That is 5 years on the board for Merely Mental. So happy 5th birthday to Merely. He's getting old now. But thank you very much for the support. Much love, much appreciated. And yeah, Gallium, it is always fun though, getting in the booth with you, and hopefully we'll get to do it again soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon, Rockerman. Thank you guys for watching, but stick around because this next matchup might be the best one of the night. Peace out.
I'm sugar, spice, and everything your parents warned you about. One kiss and I'm burning up the roof of your mouth. Hair pull, feral. Here's the key to my house, and go sleep on the couch. It's hard to find a soulmate when you don't have a soul. You might think you like me, but trust me, you don't. I'll rip your heart right out of your chest. I'll burn it down like a cigarette. Make you wish that we never met. Watch out, 'cause I'ma make you cry, baby.
I'm an ice cold psycho, uncomfortably numb. My deadbeat heartbeat is beating me up. I messed up, mess up, who's messing you up? So you better run, 'cause I'll rip your heart right out of your chest.
I'll burn it down like a cigarette.
Make you wish that we never met.
Watch out, 'cause I'ma make you cry, baby.
I'll bite your lip till I make it bleed.
Poison my kiss like it's kerosene.
My love language is misery.
Watch out, 'cause I'ma make you cry, baby. It's hard to find a soulmate when you don't have a soul. You might think you like me, but trust me, you don't.
It's hard to text I know that your friends wrote. Darling, I can't forgive you. You just gotta let me go. Stop before you fall and just leave me alone. Darling, I cried a river when I should have cried a mug.
They don't know how we do it. They'll never get it anyway. Conquering the impossible. All with a smile on our face. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. Grind all day, we dance all night. We're body freaks of nature, we're body freaks, body freaks. Grind all day, we dance all night. We're body freaks of nature, we're body freaks, body freaks. Body freaks, body freaks. We're body freaks of nature. We're body freaks, body freaks. We're body freaks of nature. We're body freaks, body freaks. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. Grind all day, we dance all night. We're body freaks of nature. We're body freaks, body freaks. Grind all day, we dance all night. We're body freaks of nature. We're body freaks, body freaks. They don't know how we do it. They'll never get it anyway. Conquering the impossible. All with a smile on our face.
Literally, he puts it in 0 seconds remaining.
The team's gonna be fighting hard for it.
Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Place this heck. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Hold on. Surely this can. Oh my
It's
lord.
go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open tail on the goal line. He did not win.
Nearly over.
Sweet. It comes through. The venom, the improbable, the impossible. The 4-time champions.
Welcome back, everyone, to opening week of Season 12 here at the Nemesis Gaming League. I'm Jonas alongside Ventus. We are back in the Rival League. We have the Chimeras versus Vortex to end out the night. This is a top-tier rival matchup.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I know all these guys personally. I mean, LK is a great player. Sanzo, both those players for Vortex, amazing. I mean, Rio and Demas for Chimeras are also really good. I mean, you can call this is one of the matches you might end up seeing again in the playoffs. So that might be one to just keep in the back of your head. I mean, both these teams are so good. Jonas, what do you think what do you got the prediction to be for this series?
I mean, I would give the favor towards Vortex. I've seen these guys compete quite a bit as well. Sanzo and I, we go way back. I think we've known each other for several years now. But I'm excited to see it. I would put Vortex on top. Maybe 3-1, maybe game 5. I'm really interested to see what the Chimeras are going to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Vortex is a great team, but I do not want to count out Chimeras. I know Demas was on Distortion last season, and he was such a great, fantastic player for them, led them through the playoffs. I mean, it's going to definitely be a really close series. I might give the edge to Vortex as well, but that might just be personal bias. So we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, who really knows? Both these teams such good like offensive and defensive pressure on both sides of the ball. It's gonna be a really close series for sure.
I mean, we saw a sweep to start off the day. We saw a 3-1 in that last series. Maybe we do get the game 5 progression now, but only time will tell. Players are on the field. Game 1 set to go here in an opening week. Chimeras, Vortex, we're officially underway.
Yeah, just underway. I mean, looks like Demas is gonna take a shot on net. LK gonna save that one away. LK is gonna take this one, but I mean, both these rosters are so good. LK is more of this like defensive third man, hard rock that you'll see, and Sanzo's gonna be this insane pop off mechie player that you'll hopefully get to see him shine out throughout this match. But I mean, both these players on Vortex are very very good, and I mean, Demas is such an all around player. I believe that he is a little bit more defensive sided as well, so kind of more of that LK player. Almost a couple shots coming out from the side of Vortex, but so far nothing come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, Demas he's one of those guys, he's going to be doing a lot in the support role for the Chimeras. That's what I would expect. He had, 1.33 assists per game on average back on Monday opening day. We'll see if that support comes through once again. I would very much expect him to, but Vortex, they are a high pressure team, and you have seen it in this first minute. Have kept putting shots on target, and here is a beauty from LK to break the ice.
Yeah, I mean, a great play there, just reading it off the sidewall, putting it right past the last defender, just talking about Demas there, and a great play by LK just to kick Vortex and kick us off for this game number 1.
Yeah, no boost left in the tank as well. That was all he had to give, and he was able to put it away. So Vortex up 1-0 to start this series, but not expecting the Chimeras to back down by any means necessary, but need to start getting out of their own half a little more here, Ventus. They are getting locked down early by Vortex. They can't really seem to escape a ton.
Yeah, I mean, this is Vortex's bread and butter. I mean, they're so good at just suffocating offense and just keeping them in their half. You see a demo there coming out from Kisby. He's going to be a big disruption player, going for these demos. As we see another demo coming in by LK. I mean, this Vortex roster is all about just making you work for every inch of the field. I mean, the pressure that they're able to generate on command is very impressive. So hopefully Chimeras will be able to just withstand this pressure and create some opportunities of their own and really make this a good series.
Yeah, Vortex averaged double-digit shots in every single game they played back on opening day versus Arrival. And, we just saw Arrival take down Distortion. That is a very strong team, in Vortex, were able to get the win in that series back on opening day. They have looked extremely strong, and we're expecting them to be one of those teams making it to the playoffs, being maybe one of the favorites through the playoffs. But it all starts here in opening weekend. Got to get through Chimeras as well, but still holding on to this pressure well. Halfway through this game, still trying to add on more. Milky gets it out to Rio open. Look at the Chimeras equalize.
Yeah, and that's a great play there. Just a nice counterattack. We saw a nice back pass there by Demas to start setting up the play. And even though, he didn't get the assist for that play, he definitely was a key factor in Chimera's scoring. And, I mean, Chimera's no slouch of their own. They did sweep in their first series as well on Monday. They swept the Lightspeed, which I believe was power ranked a little low in the power ranking, so maybe not the strongest team out there compared to Vortex beating Arrival on Monday, but I mean, nonetheless, still impressive as they're able to sweep a team on their own.
Demas trying to find his way through, and obviously one of these two teams will stay undefeated through opening week. One will drop down a little further, at least going 2-0, but We will see a team have their first loss of the season after this match. Milky corner. Kisby launches it across to Sanzo. Will put it upfield. Soft shot on target. Demas looking for Rio. LK intercept shot on target. Milky low boost. Will make the save across. A little over 90 seconds to go here in game number 1. Vortex, they still seem to be in control, but Chimeras, after putting the first one away, much more threatening. Demas has a look and he'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, another great play there. This time, Demas is all up in that play. Milky with a great air dribble to the backboard, and Demas is just the first to that ball out in the midfield. A great play, and it looked like LK just a little bit low boost. Might have been a little timid to challenge, and usually he's not one to shy away from instant challenging his third man, or if he sees an opportunity to pressure the ball, he's going to take it. So for him to be very timid shows the respect that Vortex has for this Chimera's offense as well, and you know, seeing that, I mean, that alone lets me know that this is going to be a really close series.
Yeah, I would like to see Vortex really kind of keep that pedal to the metal. That is, as you mentioned, where they seem to thrive. And when they're able to keep up that pressure on the offensive end through the midfield, you could see they really just looked another shade of dominant. But Chimeras are able to break through more and more, and that's why they've gotten a couple more looks. Kisby might have something here. Will be blocked well by Milky. LK. Not a ton left going here. The clear will be made. Chimeras, they're just looking to hold for 45 more seconds.
Yeah, but it might not be that way for long as a couple of shots come out by Vortex, almost a double tap by Kisby. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Chimeras are just planning to lock down, park the bus on defense, and just keep Vortex enough at bay that they don't let a goal as a couple more shots come out. I mean, Vortex already has 9 shots to the Chimera's 5, so a little bit of this disparage there, but I mean, Chimera's opportunities have been much better than Vortex. I mean, a lot of Vortex shot have been just testing the goalkeeper, kind of far away shots that you aren't really expecting to go in, while Chimeras are very, very prominent opportunities where they're getting nice counterattacks and nice passing plays just to keep the field open for their stuff. So definitely Chimeras look a little bit better than Vortex starting out in this game number 1, and that's why Chimeras are actually going to take game number 1 and give them a nice lead in this series.
It got a little dicey there on 0 seconds, but the Chimeras were able to lock it down in time, and I do have to agree in terms of the shot quality. I think it was much more quantity versus quality in this matchup. Chimeras, they had more solid looks in the offensive front. They were able to go 2 for 5 as a team. Meanwhile, Vortex, they went 1 for 11, and that's not a rate you like to sport, especially at this level of competition. We saw Sanzo go 0 for 6. That's a tough look to have. LK, of course, picked up that first one. Couldn't really get any more, but we'll have to see what they do going into game 2, because Chimeras, they're going to be more than happy with this victory.
Yeah, I mean, Chimeras have really found each other as well. I mean, both of those plays, they were passing to each other. I mean, Demas had a nice back pass to start off the first goal that they scored, and there was another passing play with Milky off the backboard to Demas again as I mean, that playmaker kind of guy. And so Chimeras have just really been finding each other early in the series, whereas I think Vortex has just been kind of solo playing and just putting shots on their own, and there hasn't been much follow-up from Vortex either. So it'll be really interesting to see if Vortex start to see if they can find passing plays to each other, or if they're going to elect to keep going for this more solo play style.
We'll have to see, but game 2 already, 25 seconds gone. Maybe an open look here for Sanzo. Open that he'll take it more than happily. Vortex pick up another early lead.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good beat by LK. Just a little bit of a quick commit from Rio as that hard third back, and Sando's just going to turn upfield and collect the easy goal. And, I mean, a very, very nice play for Vortex, but a little bit of a misplay there by Chimeras that opened up the opportunity for Vortex to score. So, I mean, we'll see if Vortex is able to create more opportunities, or if they're just going to have to capitalize on the mistakes from Chimeras that they give. You know, those chances don't come very easily in Rival, but when they do, it's super easy to punish. As Kisby's actually going to get another goal here, and I don't even know what happened, but it looks like the defense just fell apart for Chimeras.
Yeah, ultimately it looked to kind of be another overextension. Demas was kind of the only player back, jumped a little bit late instead of going back to net, and Vortex will quickly go up 2-0. And again, this is a very hot start for them, and it's especially good to get a start like this after you lose a game. Now LK trying a solo shot on stop by Demas. Milky dives as well. Kisby trying to go middle, will be turned away by the Chimeras, but still lots of time for both these teams to really settle in, as Chimeras, again, just a couple defensive mistakes early, and now Kisby sealing double into the bar. Sanzo follow-up, no good.
Yeah, it was such a close play there. That's one of those opportunities that are very threatening, but you need to score if you're on the side of Vortex. But it looks like they might get a freebie here as well, just catching out the last defender for an open net by Sanzo. Looks like Demas might have just pushed up too far as that third man. Milky hadn't rotated fully back yet and wasn't able to make the touch. And just a great heads-up play by Sanzo and just being able to capitalize on that open net.
And it really just looks like the Chimeras defense is falling apart a little bit in terms of pushing up too far. I mean, that is 3 goals in a row where just no one was back for the Chimeras. Weren't really able to find any sort of blockage up front, and Vortex, again, they're happy as a clam to just kind of keep on lobbing shots on net, and if it works, it works. And now they have a 3-goal lead before, you know, the 3-minute mark, and all they have to do is defend it now.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, with how much pressure Vortex has had, it might not be super difficult for them to do so. I mean, if they just keep the ball in the Chimeras half, if Chimeras keep double committing like that and leaving the net open, I mean, it's just going to be a free game for Vortex. A great play there by LK to beat 2 defenders, and Kisby just takes the open net. And, I mean, Chimera's completely changing up their playstyle. We saw that they had a lot more of a defensive, counterattack kind of playstyle that worked really well for them in Game 1. But now it seems like they're trying to play too aggressive, and they're leaving overcommits way too much. A great save by Demas, but, I mean, it just seems like Chimeras are playing the completely wrong style of Rocket League to beat Vortex.
Yeah, I would very much agree. I mean, in game number 1, they played, you know, a bit more reactive. They sat back on defense a little more, let Vortex try and put on those shots. They made the saves, they made the counters, and they didn't need a ton of shots. They didn't need to push a ton because they were able to stay patient and then find those weaknesses from Vortex. Now, they're seeming to get a little bit too overzealous here, Ventus, and they have been punished time and time again, as, you know, 4-goal deficit halfway through that's pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not impossible to come back from. We've seen crazier comebacks, but I mean, a 4-0 lead is very hard to strip away from Vortex. And, you know, if you're Chimeras, even at this point with 2 minutes left in Game 2, you might start to think of just what can they do to change between this game and next game so they can start off on the right foot. Do they try to go back to that reactive playstyle, or will they continue trying to work on this extended high press in the opponent's half that seems to be a little not working for them, as we see another double commit is going to lead to an open net there, and Vortex is going to go 5-0, and it's purely been off of these overcommits by Chimeras. Chimeras haven't looked bad. They haven't looked bad on defense especially. They've looked very solid when they have players back, but they've just been overcommitting on offense so much, and it's just been so hard for them to stay in this game.
Yeah, they're getting burned time and time again. It's honestly a little concerning, Ventus, to see, you know, we've seen almost every single goal come from one of those overextensions, one of those double commits, and they haven't really been able to crack the code still. Milky will get back to this one, so being aware of the counter and was able to get back in time, but yeah, this one already looks to be over, and I think the Chimeras are gonna have to look towards game number 3, maybe just get something for the road here to keep things alive, try and get some sort of momentum moving into game 3. But this has been all Vortex, and it almost feels more like the Chimeras beating themselves in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna sit here and say that Vortex earned really any of those goals. They literally just lobbed them at net, and there's just nobody on Chimera's back line to defend it. I mean, none of the goals were really earned on the side of Vortex. So I can't really say that, yes, Vortex has been outplaying Chimeras all game. Oh. At least like a little bit of an own goal coming out. And not that it matters, but it looks like Kisby's going to put a 6th goal on the board for Vortex. And I mean, we can pretty much say that this game is as good as done, but I mean, yeah, Vortex wasn't really beating Chimeras. I completely agree. Chimeras really beating themselves in this game, just completely changing their playstyle, and it looks like they weren't super ready for it. Like they weren't really, you know, acclimated to how to play this style. And so I really think that they need to go back to how they were playing. Keep that defensive, reactive, counterattack kind of play that has worked for you, instead of like continuously forcing a new style of play that it doesn't seem that comes naturally to your team.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I mean, we saw how good they looked in game one. They conceded the first one, and then they immediately locked in and were able to get that defense rolling, make some swift counterattacks. They looked very measured. In this one, it was the complete opposite, and you can see it clearly shown in the scoreline as Vortex win game 2 6-0, and the series now all tied up.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a statement and a big momentum swing for Vortex. I mean, barely losing out on game one. You could say they played just as well as Chimeras. I mean, they had a lot of pressure and a lot of shots, but I mean, this game is just completely different. I mean, Vortex has got to be feeling really good going into game three. Chimeras has got to be stressing out a little bit. I mean, I think they have the tools to be able to come back from this deficit, but I mean, 6-0 in a game is a real mental killer, no matter when in the series it is.
I mean, I would expect them to try and shake it off as quickly as possible and kind of reset again. We know that the Chimeras can beat Vortex. We saw it in game one, clear as day, but they can't win if they were playing like that, like they did in game number two, overextending the rotations all over the place, the double commits, getting punished time and time again. Vortex, they're a good enough team to be able to really take advantage of those mistakes. Chimeras did well in that first game, minimizing any sorts of mistakes. They were the one exploiting Vortex, if anything. Now going into game three, they got to find that change. Otherwise, you give Vortex a 6-0 win and then maybe a win here in game three and match point, it might be over.
Yeah, definitely. You cannot let Vortex gain any more momentum if you are the Chimeras. And that's not saying go out and try to outplay their pressure. It's play your game, make them work harder than they've ever had to for this win. Claw your way back into this series. Actually, I mean, we say that claw the way back into this series. They're still tied 1-1. So it's not like it's a crazy difference where they're already down 2-0 and they just lost game two. You know, they won game one. They lost game two handily, but they're still completely in this series. I mean, I can 100% see Chimeras coming back. They just got to lock in.
Yeah, I would agree. They are not down and out by any measure. The 6-0 deficit is a tough one indeed, but we've seen this team win already in this series. They're definitely capable of it. It's up to them to just take it back into their own hands. Nice block from Sanzo already this first minute. Looking competitive, maybe a slight overextension for the Chimeras. Will get back in time, but another double commit. LK, high pop, running out of boost. Will get one reset, nudges it forward, blocked by Demas. Now zero boost, flicks it over Sanzo. Kisvi there, first minute already gone. Chimeras are looking better.
Yeah, and they're playing much more of the game that we saw in game one, where they're having, you know, they're pretty much keeping two players back, sending one up, kind of that defensive formation that we saw in game one that allowed them to create those counterattacks. They're still leaving one upfield, which is good because then they're able to break out of the pressure and they have an outlet option, but they're not committing as much on offense, and that's really been the difference here, and it's been the reason why they have not conceded. Especially they've had somebody back in the midfield and back in their half, so they've been able to diffuse the pressure that Vortex has been trying to create. And I mean, it looks very even this game. And as I say that though, Kisby actually gonna get a rebound off of Demas's mistouch and is gonna put one in the goal. And just as I was complimenting Chimeras, it looks like they throw it all away and Vortex is just able to capitalize on a slight mistake there.
Yeah, Demas, he tried to power that one through to the corner, ended up getting not enough of it, threw it right into the back wall, and Rio was back towards net, but really nothing you can do in that spot. So Vortex will get themselves a bit of another opener on account of a mistake for the Chimeras, looking to bring it through another. Sanzo carries it downfield. LK helps him out with the 50, dropping down. Kisby's there, can't put it on target. Sanzo and LK both go. Kisby's got no boost. Big mistake for Vortex, and we're all tied up.
Yeah, and that's the first time I've really seen a big overcommit misplay for Vortex. I mean, usually they've been pretty good. We might see some double commits here and there, but not one as egregious as that. I mean, Sanzo low boost. I mean, LK was trying to take the ball off his car, and there's a miscommunication, double commit happened, and then Sanzo gets the touch, and then LK just completely bumps him out of the way, leaving a free open net for Demas. And, you know, if I'm Demas, I really hope I don't miss that one, because that would be heart-wrenching. But, you know, they equalize. It looks still very even between the teams this game, but, I mean, only time will tell.
Yeah, it's seeming like a much more midfield battle to start this game. Obviously, we're halfway through now. Only 3 shots have been registered in total. 2 for Vortex, 1 for Chimera. Is now LK trying to get something. It's a hard read for Demas. Low boost will miss. Sanzo backwards will find himself a 50 towards the corner. Milky hesitating. Kisby corner. Ground pinch. It's Vortex up.
Oh my gosh. I mean, a great shot there by Kisby with the ground pitch around too, but I mean, Milky just not reacting enough in that corner to get a touch. Probably not expecting Kisby to just, you know, dive into the corner like that. And, you know, Rio not expecting a shot on net from that angle from Kisby. Just unassuming position, you know, leaves the net just a little bit too wide open, and Kisby gonna slot that one in the back of the net. I mean, a great play there by Vortex, and that is when I can say they really earned that goal. I mean, that wasn't off a mistake by Chimeras. That wasn't like them capitalizing or anything. That was they created the opportunity all by themselves and forced the mistakes by Chimeras to score. So, I mean, definitely a really good sign for Vortex, a really bad sign for Chimeras.
Yeah, and that does seem to be the typical way we would see Vortex score, diving in for something that their opponent would not expect, and being able to put a great shot away like that seems to be how this team thrives. So we'll see if we can see more of that consistently for Vortex, and the Chimeras might have to get more used to it. Kisby off the backboard looking for something. Save will be made by Rio. Sanzo up high. Milky will steal it away off the backboard. LK next in rotation, dropping middle. Sanzo bumps in, turns. It's Vortex up 3-1.
I mean, just harassing the net is Sanzo as he's just able to bump Rio out of net. Sees the ball's just gonna trickle into the midfield, decides, yeah, I'll just turn around for this ball, take the free easy net. And I mean, a great play there by Sanzo, and a good beat or a good 50 there by LK just to let the play develop. But I mean, you can really attribute that one to Sanzo as he was just able to, you know, harass the defense there and really open that goal scoring opportunity. So a great sign, and another earned goal by Vortex.
50 seconds left to go here in game number 3, and Chimeras really have to turn up the heat offensively and really got to start pushing themselves forward, and that is not where they've thrived. Is this one going to trickle in from LK? There was just no one back.
The slow roller. It looks like, you know, just an unexpected 50. I mean, they really thought Rio was going to get a better 50 on that ball. You see Milk kind of cheating into the corner to play where he thought the 50 was going to go, and I mean, Rio just not getting a good enough touch or not getting a touch at all. LK just playing it slightly around him, and I mean, it's just gonna be a nice little slow roller into the net. Nothing really Chimeras can do about that. But I mean, it's another heart wrencher. Is now, I mean, in the last 2 games, Vortex has outscored Chimeras 10-1. So I mean, a big difference there in as well as, you know, Vortex also having 6 shots to Chimeras 1. I mean, Chimeras obviously, you know, able to get that 1 as their counterattack or their 1 capitalization off of Vortex's massive mistake. But I mean, Vortex looks like they're just outpacing them in this game, and as the clock ticks down, it looks like Vortex is going to win this game number 3 and is going to take the 2nd in a row and put them up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, and Chimeras, they really have to climb a tall ladder now. Again, you mentioned it. I mean, the total score from the past 2 games is 10-1 in favor of Vortex, and that is just obscene. And Vortex, you know, they started a little bit slower to that game, a little more in control, but once they got a couple quick ones, that is where they really put pedal to the metal. And Chimeras, that defense could not hold well enough. You can see only 2 saves and only 1 shot for Chimeras all game long. That is simply just not good enough.
Yeah, and I mean, you can even say that one shot wasn't really even a shot. I mean, it was a completely open net that LK bumped Sanzo. So, I mean, they really didn't have any opportunities this game, which is really crazy to think about considering how close that game number 1 was. But I mean, Vortex has just been that good. They definitely stepped it up from game 1. They said, yeah, first game was a warm up. We'll come out swinging in games 2 and 3, and so we'll definitely see if they come out swinging in game number 4. But they've also taken the lead in every single game so far this series. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see if that holds true.
Well, Chimeras are going to need to do something here in game number 4. Backs are against the wall. They drop this one, and it's all over. Vortex looking for another clean take here. They want the gentleman's sweep, and they very well might have it. Kisby will open up the scoring again just 15 seconds in.
Yeah, I mean, you see the mistake there, just a slight miss by Rio, and a bump attempt coming out from LK on both Milky and Demas, kind of throwing them out of position, making it so that touch is just that much more difficult. And, Kisby going to slot that one in the back of the net. And, I mean, a great play by Vortex. And, I mean, now it looks like it's starting to become a mix of, Chimeras beating themselves and Vortex starting to create these opportunities. It's a very dangerous slope for Chimeras, and they need to change something up quickly if they want to come back into this game.
Yeah, they really do. They need to find some sort of momentum right here, right now, before it already gets too out of hand, and it already might be to that space of being too out of hand. Sanzo looking to do it himself. That he will through all 3 Chimeras players. There was just no one to stop him.
Oh my, what a great play there by Sanzo. Just a nice little 1, 2, 3 to himself, and the player on the back wall just not ready for that play. I mean, just a little bit awkward by Sanzo, but I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, if I don't know what I'm doing, they don't know what I'm doing either. So definitely, definitely a little like screwball in the plans of Chimera's completely unexpected play by Sanzo, and he's going to capitalize on that one to give them a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, doesn't necessarily have to be the prettiest, but a goal on the board regardless, and Vortex have themselves a little cushion here in game number 4 in Chimeras. Again, that offense struggling to really get things going. Milky low boost, forced to send it towards the corner. Rio there, one touch. Milky was kind of just waiting at the near post. Looks like he was searching for bump attempts. A little awkward through the midfield. Kisby will be on this one, scoops it over Rio. One touch out, leaves it for Sanzo towards the corner. Intercepted now towards the back wall. Again, Kisby might have a look. We'll just send it across, but Vortex holding on to possession well, and Chimeras, I don't know what they have to do here, Ventus, but something's got to give in the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, I don't I don't know what to do either. If I'm Chimeras, I'm struggling right now. I mean, Vortex has been double committing a little bit, as we see there. Another double commit, and a shot attempt could come out by Rio, but it's a great save by Sanzo, and a crazy bounce might lead to another goal if Sanzo can put this on target. Almost there, Demas with a great save and clearing it away. I mean, back and forth, and like Chimeras had one shot attempt there, and all of a sudden it's now in their net potentially. And so, I mean, crazy play. Even when you think Chimeras start to get a little bit of pressure, it all just seems to instantly disappear by this Vortex squad. So, I mean, it's a tough task, but they got to start contesting them more on the aerials and contesting in the midfield more, just to diffuse some of this pressure. You do not want Vortex to start stealing your corner boost and to start looking for bumps and demos in your backfield, because that's really when all the danger comes. Because if you never know where somebody is lurking and they just come out of nowhere, it just completely opens up the field of play. So, I mean, Chimera's got to do something, but it looks like Sanzo's actually going to get a nice little double tap and put that one on to, give Vortex an even bigger buffer. And I don't want to say it's too soon or too little too late for Chimera to do anything, but it might be that way.
Yeah, that was a beauty from Sanzo. The pickpocket into the double to make it 3-0, and I do have to agree with you, Bendis. I mean, there's still 2 minutes. That is still a ton of time, but with all the momentum we've seen, with all the struggles that Chimeras have faced in the last 2 games, and with how good Vortex look, to be frank, I don't know if they're going to be able to find their way back. And you can see Vortex, they look so comfortable now in this game, in this series. They know they're in the driver's seat, and they don't feel too threatened by the Chimeras anymore.
I mean, as we say that though, a little bit of a mistouch, maybe opening the door a little bit for Chimeras. I mean, we haven't really seen Vortex mess up a lot. When they do, they are definitely punished. I wonder, maybe Vortex makes a couple more mistakes. Maybe they don't play as great as they have been the last, 3 games. But I mean, now, even still, the amount of momentum Vortex has generated. I mean, we're talking about the last 3 games. Vortex has outscored Chimeras 13-2, which is insane. I mean, that is so tough. The momentum shift, like even if Chimeras were to win, they gotta score so much. A nice little team pinch, but I mean, they have to score. I mean, 3 more goals just to win this game alone. I mean, if they've only scored 2 goals in the last 3 games, it's such a tough task for them.
Yeah, not to mention the 2 goals we have seen in the last 3 games. One was a completely open net off of a double commit, and the other one was that last one right there as Kisby will trade his life to open it up for LK. Score goes 4-1 in favor of Vortex. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I mean, the mental's definitely gonna get to Chimeras here. They just can't seem to figure out what to do to beat this Vortex team. And I mean, they've been trying different things. I mean, obviously, you saw that full out onslaught doesn't work against Vortex because Chimeras just haven't been able to fix their rotations enough for it to work. They've been leaving one overcommitted too much. The defensive, kind of counterattack has seemed to stop working in favor of Chimeras because Vortex just isn't messing up. So it's so tough for Chimeras. And, as we trickle into the last 30 seconds here, it almost seals the fate of Chimeras. And, I mean, Vortex, a great series, and a great showing from them, just proving their dominance. I mean, they swept a rival. They're going to gentlemen sweep Chimeras. I mean, a great showing from them so far in the opening week of this Nemesis season.
Yeah, no, they are going to be a threat for sure in the rival league. And Chimeras, I mean, they still had themselves a good showing. Again, we saw what they were able to do in game number 1, but after game 2, this series was just all Vortex. Sanzo, LK, and Kisby get it done. Vortex will move up to 2-0 here in Season 12, and the all-time record will go 3-5. Chimera still leading the all-time series record between these two teams, but Vortex will tick on another one. Again, you can see how dangerous they look. They're going to be a menace this season.
Yeah, I mean, LK traded for Sanzo during the season already, knowing how good of a player he is, and I mean, it worked out beautifully so far in this series. I mean, I believe this was I don't know if this was his first game or if he played last game with them as well, but I mean, what an acquisition so far to open up this season. I mean, big thinking from LK to sign or to trade for Sanzo, and I can't wait to see what else this Vortex roster has in store for us.
Yeah, no, they're going to be a threat. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for the rest of this season. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch. Chimeras as well. They're still a team to keep an eye on, but Vortex proving themselves to be one of the best of the best. But that being said, that is all we have for you guys tonight here at Nemesis. It has been a great opening week. Season 12 is looking to be an absolute beast. It's going to be a ton of fun. I've been Jonas alongside Ventus. Thank you, Rockerman, behind the scenes. That is it for opening week. We'll see you next time.
Out of place, out of mind, like all the time. There's nothing else that feels like it's meant for me. But I've got a sweet escape. Under bright light, illuminate my face. Under bright light, they're shining down on us. Under bright light, illuminate your face. Under bright light, that's when I come alive. to fly.